Okay, let's have a more of an advanced look into the Healy Analyse app. Now, what I haven't told you yet is what choices do you have when you made an analysis, right? For instance, if I would go to my Meridian 1 program here, I'm gonna see what organs crave attention. And here, okay, I see my list. Now, I have the choice to go to the Pink Healy app and run the top program, for instance, fatty degeneration, because it is saying that has the highest resonance. What I could also do is press actions, press vibrate, and select the time. Let's stay on 1 minute 20, but as you can see, I can go all the way to 8 hours or beyond that. I'm gonna press start, and now I'm being treated through the quantum field purely with frequency and information. Okay, these are 5 specific frequencies carefully selected with the quantum sensor from the database of the meridians, right? 5 specific frequencies coming from 5 programs in that list. And this is like going to the acupuncturist, right? He's going to place a needle on a specific spot in my body, and it has to do with these organs or these themes. Now, if you would go to the Pink app and you would select a program, one of these, it's like going have a shiatsu masseuse treat you, and that is the type of treatment where they only focus on one meridian line in the body. That's like a full treatment on that theme, and it's also very powerful. But these two different ways of treating yourself could be very effective in different situations. So you pick one yourself and where you're at. Now let's go back to the resonance analysis. And let's say, for what purpose are you going to analyze something? It is always good to go to all Healy programs and see your current state, right? Because these all Healy programs are going to say something like, what is the general theme asking for attention? Now, if I look at these themes, for instance, skin, job, gold, cycle, bioenergetic balance program 1, and meridians, it is saying something physical. It is not something mental or emotional or spiritual, right? If I would see a lot of learning programs and chakras, I would say, okay, I need something else. But these are physical processes asking for attention. So if I want to analyze my physical body, I give you a big tip here. Do analyze Healy Bioenergetic Balance Program 1 and 2, and also Meridian 1 and 2. Maybe add the Gold Cycle and Materia Medica. These 6 lists you can analyze can give you a broad perspective on what's happening in your physical body. It could be very helpful. Now, if you're in a more of a spiritual, I don't know, dilemma or an emotional theme, if you need some emotional mental support, try Bach flowers over here. Okay. You could also add Australian bush flowers. This is more of a spiritual nature. Alaskan gem elixirs can also be supportive. But of the Healy programs, you go to the obvious, right? You probably go to also job programs if you're a little bit fatigued. Um, check your chakras, maybe protection programs, etc., etc. So along the way, you will become more skilled and more experienced in when to do what, but also trust your intuition or buy yourself a pendulum. That would really help out. Then let's see, where are we? Then one more thing, one more tip for if you have an acute back pain. Know that many of the back pain that we experience have to do with our meridian lines and not necessarily the obvious pain psyche programs. They can support it, they can help it, yes, but to go to the cause of it, you have to check your meridians. So let's check it with me because I went to the gym and something happened there. I feel a little of a strain. So Okay, so here it says kidney and stomach. This is interesting because if I would Google these meridian lines, I could see where they run, and it makes sense because I do have a little bit of a lower back pain on the level of my kidney and also close to my stomach. So that makes very much sense. Now, what can I do, right? Should I go to the Pink app and run the stomach or the kidney? Or should I stay on this one and should I vibrate? I'm going to say yes, vibrate, because this is a very good tip. You keep the time on 1 minute 20, and you're going to vibrate this list 6 times a day, or 5 to 6 times a day. So now I'm running it, okay? And when it's done, I'm gonna close the app, I'm gonna enjoy myself, and then the next moment on the day, let's say 2 hours later, I'm gonna go back to lists, I'm gonna go back to Meridian Programs 2. You see the same list I've analyzed, and I'm gonna vibrate it again for 1 minute 20. These little sprints you take with frequency might be sometimes more effective than running a program with electrodes and microcurrent treatment, right? That's what you do in the Pink app. What you do here is so specific that if you want to hit the nail, um, you got to do it like this. I found this very effective, especially for the acute back pain problems. So keep that in mind, 5 to 6 moments a day for 1 minute 20, you vibrate the same list just by going back to lists every time and go back to the one you've done before. Now, the same goes for if you want to help a friend or a family member who has a cold, who has the flu, who has something, and you want to help it on distance, just go to Bioenergetic Balance Program 1, right? We know that the immune system function can be stimulated here. And you can do the same thing, 5 to 6 moments a day, vibrate, 1 minute 20, etc. If people choose to do it all at once, they have a list and they go to vibrate and they select 12 minutes 40 and or 26 minutes 49. They think it's much more effective. But the question is it? Well, maybe I cannot give you the answer, but that is the experiment where we're in, and play with the different variables, I would say. So these are some advanced tips for the Healy use. Have a lot of fun with it. Maybe in the next video, I'll give you an extra bonus of what could be really interesting. Have fun.